Hello, this is Westcrow, and this is week 49 on the YouTube Pagan Challenge. And this week's question is, how do you avoid stagnation or spiritual slumps? I don't really know if you can avoid them. They kind of just come and there's not really much you can do about them. But this is one of the things where I sort of started falling out with Wicca a little bit, and ritual just wasn't working for me much anymore, and I started expanding into other areas. And sometimes the best thing to do, sometimes just little things like listening to some music or watching a TV show or a documentary or something is just enough of a little trigger that you can get back into your spirituality. Sometimes with the full moon, sometimes I just say hello to the full moon. I don't do much more. And other times I might light an incense, a candle, and meditate and things of that nature. But it doesn't always have to be heavily saturated in ritual. You can have a spiritual life without doing all that stuff, with just saying hello to the moon, with just saying hello to the trees, hello to the wind. And you don't really necessarily expect an answer back. It's just a recognition, an acknowledgement, and a gratefulness. It's part of spirituality is a gratefulness. But sometimes you just sort of keep hitting a wall no matter how much you try. You try changing your direction this way, you try changing your direction that way, and it's just going to happen anyways. And at that point, it's okay to just take a breather. Maybe that's what you need to do at that point. There's a lot of times when I've been learning a lot of stuff and I need to take a break to let it all soak in, to really let the ideas sort of develop in my head. If you just move along just one book after another, one new idea after another, you start to lose some things along the way. Learning I feel is sort of a spiritual thing, especially when you're relearning about yourself. I believe that's a spiritual thing, and learning isn't necessarily just like this steady incline of point A, point B, point C, and you just keep going up. Sometimes you need to redirect yourself and spend a little bit more time on point A before you go to point B. Really develop that whole learning different aspects about point A, things that you might not even consider associated with it that might seem completely off the wall. Redirect yourself and learn about something a little different, and it might actually give you a rounder or more whole idea of what that point A is. And then you might take longer to get to point B doing it that way, but you retain more of point A. You have a fuller understanding of point A, and then you go on to point B and do the same thing there. You take some time to let it soak in. You take some time to learn other things, and oh wait, that kind of associates with this, and oh wait, that kind of associates with this. And that's sort of how I deal with my slumps, is I'll redirect myself. And sometimes that redirection is sleep. And sometimes I just need sleep to let things soak in. And other times you just need to know your own patterns, certain times of the year, what things are drawing your attention at high energy times, what things are drawing your attention at low energy times. Are you more into doing and learning? Are you more into feeling and healing? And what kind of learning are you into at that point in time? Like for me, in sort of the late winter, early springtime, I'm kind of more into like book learning and learning patterns and systems and things of that nature. Whereas in the fall, I'm more into like documentaries and piecing together different ideas and abstract thoughts, more internal type of stuff. The summer and the winter, there tends to be a peak of energy for me, whether it's just life, like farm work and stuff, or whatever the case might be. There's a peak of energy, and then there's a time where I need significant downtime. Nothing going on at all. I need a couple of weeks with just nothing going on, and that's okay. If you know your cycles, the slumps or whatever are not going to last forever. Recognize them for what they are and get into the groove. It's easier to work with your own patterns than against them, and make the best of it. Enjoy that energy for what it is, and if it's sleeping, then go enjoy some sleep. Don't let it get to the point where you're shrugging off your regular daily responsibilities, but as long as those things are being taken care of, then go indulge in some sleep. Go indulge in some mindless TV. Go color or whatever, right? So yeah, that would be my suggestion, is when you reach a slump, accept it for what it is and redirect yourself. It's not a negative thing. It's not being held back if you don't let it be that. Just focus your energy on something that's more compatible with you at that time, something that draws your attention, even if it's something completely different than what you were working on, and just work with that, work with a new thing, and get from it what you can get from it. Even if that's just sleep, sometimes you just need to heal, or let your mind go do something completely mindless, and let I had a hypnotist once, I was to try and help with my arachnophobia, and the way he tried to say it is, it's like your brain is a computer, and you have all these little windows open all the time, and that's sort of like what your anxieties are and whatnot. And just all like I need to do this and I need to do that, and these windows are always open, always popping up, always trying to get your attention, and it's too much. What he was saying the hypnosis was going to do, and you can do this through meditation and other ways as well, is it is like shutting down all those windows so that your computer can then run more smoothly, because it was taking up all this memory, having all these things constantly up and trying to grab your attention. Whereas you just shut all those down, your computer starts to run more smoothly. And that's sort of what you need every once in a while. You can't always be on the go, learning new stuff and jumping from point A to point B to point C. And sometimes you just need to chill out, so that your computer, so that your head, so that your spirit can function, can regenerate and start running smoothly again, because it's just going to get bogged down with all this stuff. So a spiritual slump isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just your body, your mind, your energy, your spirit, whatever you want to call it, saying, hey, look at, I need some downtime. I need to let this stuff register. If you beat yourself up over it, it's not going to be as effective, but you'll still get over it, even if you do beat yourself up over it. It's not going to last forever. It can be a good thing. So anyways, that's my take for this week. Bye.